Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, the best Star Trek movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
That's not
Absolutely.
That's not arguable.
Yep.
It was released this year.
Wonderful movie.
Star Trek: The Motion Picture was a successful film that brought the TV adventures into the big screen, but it was not necessarily critically liked. Mm-hmm. It's an interesting movie. It's a pretty boring movie in a lot of ways, and it betrays the spirit of the old show in a way. And Star Trek II was able to kind of rediscover what Star Trek was about in a lot of ways.
But that's interesting because the creator of Star Trek wasn't involved in making Star Trek II, right?
He's largely absent from the
historical
record.
They were able to get back to what Star Trek was by excluding.
I mean, he was not largely involved even in like the last season of the show. I mean, he stepped away to a certain degree. And Star Trek II was made by this guy named Nick Meyer, who was not even a fan. He never watched the show.
Good movie.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes that's what it takes. You know,
Sure.
To have if I went and made a Star Trek movie, it would be the worst fan fiction you could ever imagine, you know? So, and Star Trek II is exciting and fun, but it still has that sort of the message as well. So
Yeah, and I think sometimes it takes someone who's not a fan to break the mold a little bit and take some risks, right? Like, so Khan, I think, is like, at least at that point, is unlike any Star Trek villain to that point. He's far more, he's physically imposing. Like, you are afraid people will die in his presence.
Well, he's got that big fake chest plate on right there. First off, Ricardo Montalban in a big chest plate, and then he puts space slugs in your ears. And, but
that was scary.
They kill Spock, and they really kill him. No, oh, we were kidding. Not in this movie. He's dead.
Yeah, and they at least waited another movie to retcon that. And even then, I felt like they earned it. You know, like it wasn't this cheap thing like Into Darkness does, where it's just like. You know, they hint at maybe taking a big risk, but then they just don't, and that's very frustrating.
Well, because Nimoy wanted out.
That's how they got him back. We're going to write you this great death scene.
But also with the assurance that this was the end of the road for him as well.